What's something sociably acceptable for one gender but not the other? Visible toes at a formal event. This is probably the most unique answer here. Bravo. Thank you, internet validation friend. Being bald by choice. Affection towards children, especially children we're not related to. I can talk to small children, laugh with them, pinch a cheek, etc., because it's more socially acceptable because I'm a woman. Of course, I'll never harm a child, but strangers don't know it. But if a man did it, it would get more attention. Or, wearing shorts so short that ass cheeks are hanging out is fine for women, but not men. A girl dancing with another girl. A guy dancing with another guy, however, is another thing entirely. Unless you're in a gay bar. Touching. Women are always touching people. Guy puts his hand on a girl's shoulder. It's creepy. Girl I barely know puts her hand on my shoulder. Perfectly fine. Mild sexual assault. Girlfriend introduced me to some of her coworkers in college. Handshakes and awkward hugs around. Last girl in the group greeted me by pinching my nipple. Several laughed. I immediately pinched hers back. There was a brief, uncomfortable silence until she started laughing once the shock wore off. It was fine and fun for her. It was not fine for me until she approved. I was straight up SA'd by a woman in a club one time in a way that, roles reversed, would have had the bouncers knocking all my teeth out and pressing charges. I had no real choice but to shrug it off, so that's what I did. Me and my friends were on the dance floor and a random woman walks through our group, puts her arm between my legs, slides it up until she's got a handful of my junk, squeezes, and then just walks away. Never said a word or even made eye contact. My friends and I looked at each other completely baffled, asked each other WTF just happened, and then just continued on with our night. She did it because she could. That's it. I'm not scarred by this event or anything. It bothered me about as much as someone randomly slapping me would. Guys, sorry fellas, I can't go out tonight, the wife won't let me. Oh, no problem, we totally get that. Girls, sorry ladies, I can't go out tonight, the husband won't let me. OMG girl, he is abusive and controlling. You need to leave him. Being vulnerable and open yourself about your struggles and insecurities. You're going to be heavily criticized and suffer judgment, especially by people that are close to you, if you do this as a man. Edit. Just to clarify to the one saying I should get better people in my life. While I have suffered with this, with past relationships, and with friends and family, my best friend, it's a woman. And she's the only person that I can truly open myself and be vulnerable without feeling judged or critzed. But the fact is, there's a lot of man that suffers with this, and I think it should be addressed and discussed. Males peeing sitting down, and I want to destroy that whole thing. I had major foot surgery and couldn't put any weight on foot for weeks. Started peeing sitting down. Haven't looked back. It's so much more comfortable and cleaner. It's socially acceptable for women to bash men in general, and socially unacceptable for men to bash women in general. When women do it, it's brushed off because men must hurt her, or she's just brave and empowered. When men do it, it's because they can't get laid and are incels. When in reality, both are pretty miserable and wrong. I feel like pissing outside is socially more accepted if it's someone with a penis. I mean, it's not legal for any human, but I see them standing right by the road and pissing a lot more than I see people squatting in. For real, my wife and I lived in a very lesbian neighborhood, and one time, we were out at one of the more straight-accepting bars, and even though we were standing at the bar minding our own business, this woman comes up, no introduction at all, and just starts grinding on my wife. And she was not trying to be hilarious or anything, as if that would have made it better. She was trying to pick up on her. I was like, so this is how it's done, huh? I've known a lot of lesbians, so many of them do shit to women that would get men absolutely burnt down. My male boss told me I'm too timid and passive and that I didn't appear confident. But then when I was the sole subject matter expert at a meeting where other people were asking me questions, this was the purpose of the meeting, for their questions about our department's work to be answered, he told me I talked too much. He couldn't answer a single question, though. What was I to do? Not give them the information they needed. All because his AI note-taker told him I talked 60% of the time in the meeting. I was supposed to be the one talking. This is why women get passed up for promotions more often. We either don't make a name for ourselves, or we're too loud, bossy, ambitious. Apparently freaking harassment. Straight ladies, just because I'm a lesbian does not mean you get to touch me and follow me around all night. If a man did it, he'd be shamed. Also, stop harassing men too. We get it. They have pecs and arms. Stop touching. Many times this has happened at a bar.